punches. Press the button, subscribe.
Fight fans, welcome, and I'm delighted to be joined on my channel today by cruiserweight boxer Jack Massey. Jack, how are things with you?
I'm all good, mate. Thanks very much for having me on. But yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good.
Fantastic, and it's a
What about
pleasure to have you on.
yourself?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on my channel. I appreciate your time for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, mate. Well, first of all, we saw you last night at Barnsley's football ground, the Oakwell, to see Callum Simpson. Atmosphere looked very good during the main event. How was it?
Yeah, it was great. It was great to get down and some top fights. I missed some of the undercard. Couldn't get there in time for the start, but yeah, some great fights. Shame about Mark Jeffers. That was a tasty fight, and he was the American was just a bit too much for him on the night, but yeah, that unfortunately lost that. But what a great fight in the main event. Just yeah, tasty fight. It was very, very dangerous, that Zuko. He's one of them guys, when he's hurt, you got to be careful. He's very dangerous. He comes with that wild left hand. And yeah, he caught Callum in the first round, just caught him cold a little bit, and then caught him again later on in the fight. But a dangerous fight and a big puncher. But Callum got through there, got the win, and yeah, pleased for him.
Absolutely, it's the W that counts, and a great learning curve fight for Callum Simpson as well. He had a gut check in that fight as well, so yeah, it was brilliant to see.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Well, as regards your career, the last time we saw you in the ring was around 8 months ago, which was against Opetaia, fighting for the IBF World Cruiserweight title on the big Riyadh season card. It was a real valiant effort from yourself. What was it like sharing the ring with someone like Jai Opetaia?
He's just, it's you could just tell he's just levels above. He's an elite fighter, and it was just, I've never fought anyone like him, never sparred anyone like him. He was just, it was just hard to deal with. Always there, never let you breathe. And he was, just a class fighter. And I'm, he's fighting today, isn't it?
He is, yeah.
So yeah, really looking forward to what, seeing him push on. I want to see him fight. For the world titles. It seems like people are dodging him at that world level. So I want to see him pick up them other belts.
Well, you've said how good he was. Obviously, we can all see that. Looking back on the fight, is there anything you look back on and think, oh, I wish I'd have done that differently?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've said it before, and I think we could have done with a bit more preparation. It was a bit short notice. Got married in between camp, but I've said it before, being modest that I am. If I would have had a 12-week camp, he still probably would have got the better of me and beat me, but you probably would have seen a different Jack Massey in there, if you know what I mean. You probably would have seen a better prepared, a better Jack Massey on the night. But he was take me off to him, mate. He's top class.
He certainly is. And do you think, obviously, at the moment he looks unstoppable? Do you think he is beatable?
He's definitely unstoppable at cruiserweight. I think he beats everyone out there. I think he's got the better Badu Jack and what's he called, the Mexican Zerdo. So I think he beats them comfortably.
It certainly looks that way at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment, your situation is you're still promoted by boxer Ben Shalom. Your career, you've had 25 fights, 22 wins, 3 losses, 12 of them wins coming by a stoppage. 22 of them wins coming, 12 of them come by a stoppage.
Yeah.
You've challenged for a British title against Richard Riakporhe. You lost a unanimous decision in that fight, which was very controversial. I actually remember watching that fight, and the comms team actually had you winning it.
Yeah.
Looking back at that fight, do you think you was robbed in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it time and time again, but it is what it is. It's in the past now. We should have got it. Being a Frank Warren fighter at the time, going against an Eddie Hearn fighter when he wasn't so pally. I had to get in there and knock him out, and I kind of knew that before the fight, but it is what it is. Sometimes boxing gives, you get stinking decisions, and you just got to learn from it and move on.
When you get a decision like that against you, does it give you a sort of like a bitter taste for the sport when you have a decision like that go against you?
It does, but you can't dwell on it. You just can't dwell on it. You just got to get on to the next one, get in there, and work your way back up. I've had that British title, and it's one of my favourite titles, and maybe we'll look to get that on the way back down. But for now, we're looking at we're still looking at world titles. So once you fight at that level, you wanna stay at that level.
Absolutely. Well, when you look at that fight, that was your first defeat. After that night, a few fights later, you did go on to win an IBO World Cruiserweight title, which you won in Bolton. So after you had to get over that bad decision, the Riakporhe fight, they say with a lot of fighters that they have they have demons after a defeat. Did you, after your defeat, especially the way it was, have any demons with the defeat or anything like that, or were you just so strong-minded it didn't phase
No,
you?
not really, because I knew in my head that I won it, and it was just got the wrong decision from the judges. So yeah, just moved on quickly. Really, it isn't. I'm quite thick-skinned anyway, so not a lot of things bother me. I'm just get in there and have a fight. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, didn't dwell on it at all. But yeah, it is what it is. It's boxing, and you just got to go now.
Well, high-profile fights come for you. You beat Isaac Chamberlain around this time last year at Selhurst Park for the Commonwealth and European title. It was a great fight, by the way. You was actually the underdog in that fight. And a lot of fans that I know didn't think you was an underdog, but you was actually the underdog in that fight. What was your whole experience of that fight being your first stadium fight for you?
Yeah, it was a great experience. It was, I loved it. It was brilliant. I know it was down in his backyard, but I kind of like that. I kind of like being the away fighter, and the underdog fighter. I didn't, a lot of people didn't really see me as the underdog, but they had me on the bookies as the underdog, and this and that, and I think a lot of people, like I say, what know the boxing and around boxing and seeing me, I think they knew, that I wasn't the underdog. But it was one of them fights. Just even though we got short notice for that fight, 5 weeks, I just knew he had his number, and I just knew I'd beat him, and I was very, very confident going into that fight. Probably one of the most confident I've been.
Yeah, but are you thirsty for more of them type of fights of that caliber, football stadiums, that type of opponent? Does it really, when you think about that night, does it make you thirsty for a lot more of that?
Yeah, it does. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Good fights as well. Like, I want to be in them close, them good fights, them dog fights. I do like it, entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fights.
I mean, it was a fantastic watch. And for them titles you won, I'm right in saying for the Opetaia opportunity, you had to vacate them belts.
I did, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. So I've seen you say on a couple of interviews you've done, you'd like the Chris Billam-Smith fight. Even though he's lost his title, I think that's a really good, solid domestic fight as well. Is that something you'd like soon, or would you like to build it? Because I think I read that you beat him in the ABA finals as well, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that fight something you'd like soon, or would you like to build it up a little bit, or?
Yeah, definitely soon. Build it up. I like the idea of these big domestic fights. I think that's where it's at. It's. I know, obviously, there's talk of Sky going away from boxer, but Sky's always been that mecca of domestic fights. That's probably my area of your Frotchers and Groves, your Hayes, your Bellews, your Carnes, your Brooks. They're always the best fights, and always easy to watch, always on in the pubs and stuff like that. Everyone watched them, everyone got behind them, and that's what really makes my mouth water. Them big domestic fights. So I think we can build that into into a big domestic fight, and then maybe make it for a to fight for a world title after
Definitely,
that.
that'd be. I'd love to see that fight. I think it's a cracker. So, what you just mentioned there about Sky and Boxer, obviously you're promoted by Boxer. Do you have any opinion on if they do leave Sky? Do you hope they can get some kind of deal, maybe with TNT or DAZN or something?
Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. It's all in the air at the minute. To be honest, I know as much as anyone else, on Twitter and on the internet. So, I don't really know much more than anyone else. But we'll just have to see
Yeah,
what
it's
happens.
been widely reported in a lot of news outlets lately, but there's absolutely nothing confirmed from what I've seen. So, as you say, we'll wait to see.
No.
Do you have any fight news for us going forward? Do you have anything confirmed?
No, unfortunately not. Hopefully, we'll find out soon. So we're contracted to come back fight after that Opetaia fight, 8-rounder, get back in there, and then after that some sort of title fight after that. So yeah, we're just waiting on that. So hopefully soon. Back end of July's been mentioned. So yeah, I'm really eager to get back out. I was eager at the start of the year to get back out. So yeah, just. Yeah, just waiting
Fantastic.
on
Hopefully,
that.
we get to see you back in the ring soon then. Well, you've gained a bit of a reputation with us boxing fans as someone you're the type of fighter who will step in the ring with anybody. You'll always give it 110%. You're just that type of fighter. When you was growing up through your amateurs and you're going through your career as boxing, did you ever have any aspirations of, like, I think I will fight for a world title? Was there anything in your head like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think when I started doing well, started off amateurs and then I started picking up these national titles, won the junior ABAs 3 times and then boxed for England and then winning national titles, CYPs 3 times, and then I ended up going into the seniors and boxing for England and then winning the ABAs, senior ABAs. I think once I started doing well, people got behind me and people said you can make something of this and do something with it. So I think around that time when I started doing well and picking up these ABAs and stuff, I thought I can make something of this and
You
stick to
certainly
it.
have achieved that. So you've also had in your career a little test at heavyweight. Well, I say a little test. You fought Joseph Parker. That's not a little test, really. Well, you shared 10 rounds with Joseph Parker. Yeah.
Just a little test.
Do you ever think about possibly going back to heavyweight, or are you sticking cruiserweight?
Possibly towards the back end of the career. Stick to cruiserweight for now. They're all big guys. It's a big jump. Maybe look to, in the back end of the look to, have a look at bridgeweight. Like Lawrence Okolie doing, like Rapport's doing, look at bridgeweight, and then maybe look to move up. I think that's a good way to do it, to test what you like at bridger first, see what you like against, a bit more weight, and then if it's for you, it is, and if it's not, it's a big jump. Lawrence Okolie's in my camp. He's got the frame. He's got the frame to carry that weight. He's he's a big guy. He's always struggled at cruiserweight, whereas me, I've not really struggled. So we'll see.
Never know by the sounds of it then. Well, before the Joseph Parker Joseph Parker fight, am I right in saying that you was working on the scaffolding site or something like that? But when you got the call up for it,
yeah, I was working for my brother. It was freezing cold, snowing in Potts Wrigley, and chucking up tubes from my brother, and I got a phone call for that, which was at the time it was a straight.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. Like, well,
yeah, I mean, there's a few factors that I was freezing my bollocks off, and it was a big show in Manchester at the Emmy, and then it was against Parker, and obviously, great money. So
fantastic stuff. I mean, when you look at your first go out at heavyweight, to share the ring with Joseph Parker, massive, valuable experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just, when you say about these losses and dwelling on them, you've got to look at the positive side. You just got to look at it's all experience. It's all experience going in the tank, ready for when get these big
Definitely.
fights.
Well, obviously Joseph Parker, since that fight, has been on a brilliant winning streak. Do you think that Joseph Parker can go on and win world titles?
I think he can. Yeah, I think he's he deserves a shot. He deserves the war or USEC. So I think he can. I think he can pull it off. He's he's one of them fighters what surprises everyone. He's just and I think some of them, he's not a big heavyweight, and the smaller heavyweights are seeming to, beat a lot of people at the minute. Like I know USEC's he's small, but he is. He's unbelievable. He's top class. But you got your Moses and these smaller cruiserweights are starting to make a dent in the heavyweight division. Yeah. So he's he's fast. He's light on his feet, Joe, and he's got very fast hands for a heavyweight. And I think that'll be. I think that'll be all wrong for some of these bigger guys.
I think it's like he's been guided very well to get to the position where he's at now. I sort of like, in a way, for the way Joseph Parker conducts himself and what he does in the ring, I hope they sort of don't put him in anything too quick now and wait for him to get his world title shot. That's what I hope they do with him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
he certainly does. One of the last questions for you as well. There's been a lot of talk on social media lately of like last night's show clashes. Do you have an opinion on that? Like, I mean, obviously DAZN last night, and then you got Sky last night too, where you got two stadium shows. Do you, like me as a fan, sort of wish we could keep these shows separate?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they try to outdo each other or whatever. But it's definitely keep it separate. I was trying to watch Zelfa. One last night. Zelfa's in our camp with Joe, and I was trying to watch him on my phone as well. And I know that's obviously a bit of a smaller show, but yeah, I think they should keep it separate, and I think they'll get more views as well.
Absolutely, it makes absolutely sense. Common sense should prevail. Where you've got a promotion, you want all eyes on that rather than having to flick over channels watching two shows. Definitely.
That's it, yeah.
And there was one question I forgot to miss for the Joseph Parker one. I was going to say, Joe, what's it like taking a punch off Joseph Parker? Well, the reason why I ask you that, obviously, he's not really known as a puncher. He's known as fast hands, and he's very technically good, but he's not really known as a knockout puncher. But does he certainly hit hard enough?
He bang, yeah. You can tell that difference up at heavyweight. It's, I think there's a picture of my on my Instagram somewhere, and my face look like Quagmire out of Family Guy. I just got my jaws out here, but yeah, it was even when I had my guard up and he was hitting me, and it's my gloves. I try to stay tight and taking shots on my gloves, and my gloves are hitting my head, and that was causing a lot of damage, and you can just tell the difference, and it's big guys, big punches.
The difference between getting hit from a cruiserweight to heavyweight, the difference is massive.
Yeah, big difference. Yeah.
Well, it's been a fascinating interview with you, Jack. I really appreciate this. I've asked you everything that I've wanted to ask you, and I thank you for coming on my channel, mate. And I really appreciate your time.
No, thank you, mate.
I know you've been snowed under today with looking after the little one and everything.
Yeah. Moving house this month, so it's all it's all go at the minute. All busy, but thanks for getting me on. Appreciate it, and hopefully be back soon. Hopefully get a date soon, and then
absolutely, yeah. Once again, thanks for your time. Really appreciate you taking your time out of your day for my channel, and good luck with your next fight. And we hope to see you back in the ring soon, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, Jack. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Thank you, mate. Cheers,
mate.
Bye.
See you, mate. Bye.